Hey guys, David from the Trade Study here. We need to talk about this story with Archegos Capital and a gentleman named Bill Hwang regarding Viacom CBS. There were some other stocks involved. The main point of this story is going to be risk management, approaching it in the right way, and explaining a little bit of what a margin call is as well. And so to start things off, we have a chart here, Viacom CBS. This is a yearly chart, shows candles that are trading within a day. As you can see, it went from $11.92 all the way up to 30 and then 40. And then in this beautiful uptrend, actually, if you were in this, you were killing it. All the way up to $102. And then what happened here is that the company was trading so well, the company decided to do an offering. The offering was estimated about $3 billion, and they are using that funds to help with streaming services and pretty much hit the go full speed ahead on those operations. That causes the stock price to dilute, the shares go down. And then the position that the gentleman had with the Archegos Capital is now in a margin call. And what happens in a margin call, to be able to understand that, we need to first talk about margin. And margin is borrowed money from the broker that they give you. So think of it as, let's say you are doing a down payment on a car, a house. Kind of the same thing there, like a loan. You do get charged a certain rate, but when you are borrowing this money, and let's say that the trade goes against you, this is when the value of your account actually falls below the broker's required amount. Therefore, you are entering a margin call where the broker is going to reach out and say, hey, you're short on money. The money that you put down initially plus the money we gave you that you borrowed needs to be returned back so that we can bring your account balance back up. So now here's the choices that you have when you are in this situation. You either deposit more money or you sell some of those assets, securities, or any other stocks that you have in your account to kind of bridge that or patch that hole back up. In a case like this, with this much money involved, we don't have the exact amounts and figures yet. I do know that I believe an estimated 30 billion was lost, which is just crazy in just weeks. I don't know, not even weeks. It was 1 week that this happened. And it's very important to know that when you are in that kind of situation, losing that much money, I mean, I don't know where you're going to get the extra money. You're obviously going to have to liquidate some of your other positions, some of your biggest winners probably on the year, which is then going to cause a ripple effect in those stocks as well in the stock market. And overall, it's not healthy for the market. And what it does is that it challenges investor confidence as well. And investor confidence is very important. We don't want that to be hurt. Now, focusing on the margin call and the risk that is being associated with this, I think it's very important to bring this story up because when you are approaching risk and risk management, the appropriate way of doing things, it is applicable to both the small account retail investor and the large account institutional investor. Nobody has the access to the keys or to drive any car or the access to be able to know that what is going to happen in the stock market 100% be right. There's always going to be two sides to the coin. You don't have the answer to everything. And when you start leveraging inappropriate amounts of money to the point where this kind of thing happens, where you have a 50% drop in valuation of the stock, And look at this volume too down here. Over 200 million transactions, and you look at all of this here, just under 50 million. This is crazy, 4 times the volume. So it is incredible that this is happening right now. But it always seems to be a pattern where you see these stories occur. History speaks for itself. And more importantly, you do see it happen with new traders too, and new investors, and we all have made those mistakes before and we learn from it. But it just blows my mind that we're seeing this happen with somebody who's been in the game for quite some time, and well, they made that mistake, and you have to know how to take care of your money and your risk and make sure that you are not going YOLO all in. It's very critical how you can have this happen in just a week. And think about it. This is coming from somebody who manages other people's money and who borrowed money on top of that money. And here's the kicker right here. Those people who have no idea what's happening, those pension funds, those other accounts that are being taken care of have no idea this is happening until they wake up and they check their account and they see this surprise. And kind of goes back to the moral of the story is it's always good to have an idea of what's going on with your money and learn those skills to be able to manage your money. Doesn't require you to be at your computer or on your phone 24/7. You can check on it on a monthly basis or a weekly basis, depending on your schedule, your workflow, life, all of that. It can be balanced out. So bottom line is know what you're getting into with margin. Know how the margin call works. Usually you have about 3-4 days to figure out how you're going to patch up that situation before the brokerage says, hey, we're going to force liquidate your assets so we can cover that position, that hole that you're in. Or if you don't have enough funds, they can actually freeze your account for up to 90 days. So you got to be careful with that. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, throw me a like, throw me a follow, subscribe, visit thetradestudy.com if you want to learn more about investing, and always take the time to just take a moment and teach yourself something every day. It doesn't even have to be about stocks and education. It can be about anything. I think this is such an important lesson that it can happen to anybody, and I think it's very important to know that you need to know what's happening with your money and have an idea and apply appropriate risk management. Guys, thank you so much. See you in the next one.